Hi, my name is Margaret. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the creator of card readings. I'm going to talk about reading tarot again. Like I said, I would try and do this once a week or once a month. I'm going to just give you a heads up. There are going to be stuff here that you're not going to agree with. This is how it is. And you don't have to agree with me. I'm just trying to help finding this little boy. So yeah, so let's start with it. I'm going to talk about this word I tried to say, ESC or ECS. Now I worked that was wrong. Like I said, I thought it would be wrong, and I was wrong. It's ESE. Now, it's first two words ES. I know what it stands for. It's emergency services. I don't know what the E is. So yeah, but yeah, it's emergency services, and it's based on, it helps with situations. It might be related to, it helps with the police, ambulance, and the fire people. And what it does, it helps with something that they can't do, like if they're trying to get into a car and they can't do it, they'll call these people, and these people come along and maybe cut the car open to get a person out. Or another sense with William, he went missing, so to help with that. And it's all based, most of it, well, all but maybe 5% of it is all based on volunteer workers. But they do help with the other things like fire, ambulance, and police. That's how they are. And they're connected to the government, but they're not. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but it is connected to each other. So that leads into a man in this one. He got charged for sex offenders. I'm not quite sure. I think it was two people with disability. That's all I can tell you. It sounded like they were young men, but I don't know. And I just want to share that with you. And it leads into the other four sex offenders, and I'll talk about them in a sec. So that's it. So the other thing is, like I said, there's Paul, who got charged for two sex offenders for two people with disabilities. When he was connected to the parents of parents again. They were over at the age, but I think because they had intellectual disabilities, that's why he got charged for it. And so it's Paul, and then there's Bill. Now, Bill got charged for sex offenders, but I don't know what it was, yeah. The other thing was a man called Tony. I do get words in this related to Anthony. I'll get Anthony and Tony together, so yeah. And he got charged for things. Some of it was sex offenders, and others not. So what I've heard, it's over 90 evictions, so yeah. So I thought that's important to share that with you. So, because I didn't share this with you last time, and I thought it'd be useful for you now. The other thing with this, like I said, there's a guy at ESE services, and he got charged for two people he was in a relationship, or something like that, with sex offenders anyway. And this might not related to him, but I thought, you know how when I talked about to you guys about me being sick, and this is what I picked up, and I said I picked up a white car, and he's in it, and he's quite happy. William is in this white car, and he's quite happy. But like I said, I keep on seeing this other car. Every time I think of the white car, I think of this other car. And I got the picture, so I want to share this picture with you. And it's this picture itself. And I don't know what it is about this picture. It doesn't, it's not that it makes me unhappy or anything, but it's something about that picture, and I can't home pin on it. last time I pinpoint something that wasn't related to a case, but I got this thing with this person, they were doing something with it. So I'm wondering if it's something, or if it's something around this picture that the person who took William is around that picture. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Now this is just me being curious, psychic kind of thing. Nothing's on the YouTube about it, but it does make me think about this picture, and I'm wondering if the person's around that picture who took William, or people know about the person. Yeah, because there's something about that picture. I just don't know what it is. I just know there's something that this picture related to him being kidnapped in some way. That's all I can say. So I don't know what it is. I mean, all I know, it could be the foster mum and dad's car. That's all I could know. I have no idea whose car this is, but I just keep on going back to this one car, and it's really interesting. So yeah, so I thought I'll share that with you. The other thing I want to share with you is, no, I'll do this first. No, I'll do that last. But the third thing is about Kim and Moon's foster mum. As you know, that we're gonna go to House Commission and get a house. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I think that's alright. But there are stuff here you might not agree with me, but it might be related to the case. It might not be related to the case, but it might be. And one of the things is, to get a house, you have to go through red tape. And there will ask you a lot of questions, like, do you have kids? How many kids you have? How many rooms you want? Where do you want to live? That kind of stuff. And two things that they will ask you. Three things. Do you work, and how much do you earn a fortnight? And if you turn around and say you earn like $50 a fortnight, sure, they will give you a house, yeah? But if you turn around and said, I earn $2,000 a fortnight, more likely they're not going to give you that house. They're going to say to you, you can go out and rent a house, unless you haven't, there's a reason behind that you can't rent a house, yeah? So secondly, if they say, what things do you own, like a car, a boat, a plane, a house, kind of thing. And you said you own a house, and I'm saying this because I could be wrong, but I'm assuming the foster grandmother owns her house, yeah? And I got a funny feeling, it's, well, not a funny feeling, but it's really odd that if you own a house, why would you go and ask for a house commission house? Why would you do that? You know, this just makes no sense to me. And they would turn to her and say, well, you can sell your house, you can rent out your house, bring Kim into your house, that kind of stuff. So it really made me stop and think about that. Like I said, it might be nothing related to the case, but it made me think, yeah? So that's that. Now, I'm going to go back to this guy called Paul. Now, Paul is a neighbour of the foster mum's house, Natalie, and he's a neighbour. And one of the things, I'm assuming it's Paul, and Paul was on YouTube with a lady in that in that neighbourhood. And someone's behind him taping this, and this guy saying, I don't want you near my kids, I don't want you to talk to my kids, I don't want you to be on your phone with my kids, I don't want you to take photos around my kids, don't want anything to do with you. And Paul just nicely said, but I have to go out to get work, I have to be on my phone, that kind of stuff. And it was a nice talk. It was a bit firm, but it wasn't yelling or anything, it was just a talk. And that was good. And it leads me back into the new information that I just got this week with Greg, the police officer. Now, he didn't apply for an ABO on Paul. Now, I thought that was a good thing because Greg sounds like he has a limit. He didn't say, well, this lady doesn't like football, so let's put an ABI on him. He didn't do that, so that's a good thing, and I thought that I need to pass it on, because the next information I'm going to pass on to you now is stuff that you probably won't agree with me, because I know a lot of you guys like Greg, I like Greg, but there's certain stuff in this, it just doesn't make sense. And I do have theories behind this, and I will share them with you. Like, with Bill, he got an ABO on him because he was following or stalking a post office person. It was a female, and this was through the whole, when they're looking for Williams kind of time. So that, I thought, that was interesting. So it sounds like he has his limits too. Like he got what she obviously was stalking this lady. So we need to do something about it. But there's this thing about ladies making reports, like telling people not to do certain things, but the police didn't do anything for it because it was her opinion. So they knew their limits with that kind of stuff. I thought that's quite a good thing there. So I thought I want to put that there because it's two good things there. Like the new when put an ABO on someone and when not to put it on someone. I thought that was good as a police thing. Yeah. The other thing is the police, as we all know, they put a Spider-Man suit out in the bush. No, maybe you don't know this. Out in the bush, and I think it was Paul. Let's have a look. Paul looked at this Spider-Man suit for 12 seconds and walked off. They've taped this and put people around this, and it was based on to see what will happen, what would Paul do, or if someone else came along, what would they do? And it really made me think, because they're humping it back on Paul, yeah? And what really makes me think with this with Paul in the whole situation, you got a Spider-Man suit who they put it out there, but I would like to know how long afterwards they did it, because if it was like 6 months and older, it would look very different to something that was just put out there on the day. Like you just bought it on the day. Like if you get along and bought a new Spider-Man suit, you bought it on the day, you put it on the ground, to having the Spider-Man suit, and even like being out there for 6 months, it make a real difference. Is that why Paul had a think about it? Because the other thing is, the following day he rang up the police, or the police interviewed him, and he talking to Greg about it, and they were both quite nice about it. And he said he wanted to report it, and he didn't know what to do with it. So he reported it, yeah. He did report it the following day. But to me, I would look at it and think, how long has it been there? And I have been in that situation where I walked past the bridge, I was a wallet and a suit there. And I looked at it and I thought, should I report it? And I didn't report it. I thought I'll wait till the following day, see if it's still there, see what happens to it. And I went there the following day, it was gone, so I just left it. So it makes me think about the suit itself. So it might be something, it might be nothing. The other thing I got through this whole Greg being charged, or might be getting charged, is this whole thing is a cold case. I didn't know that. And I'm putting this out there because is that why we're getting a lot of interviews and all that? Is that why we're getting it? Because to me, when I watch all these interviews, especially with the police, it said did someone leak it out, or were we allowed to see it, kind of stuff. So it might be connected to that and all the other stuff that goes with it. And related to the interview is what I wrote, like I said, I got this all from this week. And as we know, there's a guy with Greg with one of the interviews, but there's a lady in it too. Now, it might be nothing that I just thought I would pick that up and put that in there. So the other thing is, we know that, we talked about that. Now, what I just worked out this week is Paul's wife passed away. Now, I don't know when she passed away, and this because I'm putting this out because the latest interviews that he's been talking to his wife when she passed away and said, "Don't tell anyone, they're after me." And the other thing is, related to that. And I thought to myself, that's normal. Like, it's a psychic and a medium or just someone who's just talking. You always talk to yourself. It's not an unusual thing. It doesn't matter if it's a big thing or a little thing. You still talk to yourself. Like I am right now. You're not here right now, but I'm talking to a video. Yeah, it's like that. And the other thing is, I think it's Paul or Bill. I think it might be Bill. That Bill has a recording about talking to a little boy or a little kid. Yeah, just talking to a little kid. But it leads into, when did they do this? Because the thing with this, with Bill, he had 3 grandchildren with him and his wife. So it could be one of them children. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting because they've kind of trying to home pin it on one of them took William, and if it was Bill who has the talking to the child, they think it might be William, but it could be one of his grandchildren. So that's what I thought that was quite interesting. And I was I can't remember, but the other thing is, like for the Greg's going through the court related to these recording charges. The other thing with this recorded charges, I didn't realise, I know Paul was charging the police for the behaviour, what they put on him through, but I didn't know it was related to Bill, so that's an interesting thing. So is it more that we don't know about this? And it leads into Greg, and this is quite interesting, and I might do this now actually, that Greg was talking to one of his bosses about William, and the boss said, "Oh, no one cares about little boy," and Greg turns around and said, "People care." And then the boss, I can't remember, it's a part of another apartment, but I can't remember what that apartment was. And the boss said, "No, I didn't do that." And it leads into this, and this is where it makes me think, is this just something that the media made up? Like, is this, how 1 minute Greg's the best of the world, everyone loves Greg, no, everyone loves him, then the media turns around and say, Greg said this, Greg did that, and it makes me think, is it just the media just making this stuff up and they're not in the court? Yeah, so it really makes me think about it, because the thing with Greg, like I said, he's been charged with recording, and Bill's not happy with Bill's not happy with the police and that, and he's going to court for that too. And it makes me think, are they actually in the court, the media in the court? Is it open like everyone thinks it is? Or is it just people making stories up? So that's what made me think with the Greg stuff. Yes, I think he did do things wrong, he does admit he has done things wrong, or he has done things. He doesn't admit it's wrong, but he does say he has done things, that he has recorded people. But it's media making it bigger than it is, yeah? So it made me think. And it leads into Paul. Now, Paul, the talk about Paul after we went missing, he hasn't got no alibi after 2 hours that we went missing. And Greg's one of the, I'm going to say Greg because it's a lot about Greg. And one of the Greg's theories, the wife accidentally had an accident with William, like run him over, and Paul's covering it up. And as you know, Paul's wife is passed, and that's who he's talking to when they're recording him. So that's interesting itself. So again, is it just the media making something up? But I'm saying in this situation, no, because there's a lady interviewing with Greg to Paul about it's an accident. And this is another thing with Greg. I could be wrong here, but I'm assuming when you interview someone, doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, you shouldn't be putting things in people's mouth. And I feel like that's what Greg's trying to do with Paul. He's trying to make Paul say things that it's not in his what he believes in, or what he think, what this is where I went, this is what happens, kind of thing. I feel that's interesting. And the thing with this, I know that they bugged the house, and we all know that, but I didn't know they bugged the car too. So yeah, so I thought I'd share that with you too. Now we talk about that. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I got for this. Like I said, I'll cover these two up again for you so you know for next time. Like I said, as a psychic, I keep on seeing a white car, and William's happy in this car with a lady in the mail, yeah? But every time I see this white car, for some reason, I keep on seeing this picture. Now, I feel like there's something about this picture, because when I first got picked up on William in this white car, there was nothing in it. It was just a white car, and that's it, yeah? But for some reason, lately when I think about this white car, I pick up this picture. And I feel like there's something about this picture. Something's trying to tell me something. And I feel like it might be there's some people on this car that know something or are involved with the missing of William. I feel like it's one of them two things. And I do that sometimes where I'll pick up something and I didn't see it last time, where I'll pick it up now. I feel like it's something like that, because like I said, the last time I picked it up, William in the white car, I didn't pick up this, but I'm picking it up now for some reason. And as you can see in this picture, he has got a seatbelt on, so it's not the car that they talked about, and more likely the neighbour couldn't take this photo, so it makes no sense, yeah? So, and every time I think of the ESE, I think of this car too, so I don't know, it's something about that picture, yeah? And that's something I want to bring up again, because just in case you're going to re-watch the whole thing again, the ESC and the ECS is not right. It's ESE, Emergency Services. I don't know what the last bit means, but it's first bit, it's Emergency Services. And yeah, that's what I want to pass on to you. So if you look it up, it's ESE. And so if you're a law enforcement and you're looking at this and you want to know what it is, that's what it is. But granted, it might ESC or ECS might mean something, I don't know, but because sometimes I'll say things, I mean, it means nothing to me, and next minute I know it means something else to someone else. So I thought I'll pass that on to you. And that's about it. Like I said, I feel like with the media, it's making a lot of stuff related to this court thing with Greg. Like I said, one minute they love him, next minute they don't love him. Yeah, so I just feel like a lot of this might be rumors. Yeah. I do believe this, like Greg said, he did record people. He's quite open with it. That I do think a media make it bigger than it is. And the other thing I want to say with Paul, with Greg, he really feels he hasn't done anything wrong. Like, he's actually blaming other people's fault, other things with it, like people trying to get rid of him. He feel like he had no other way of doing this case. So yeah, that's quite interesting. And Greg does say this, so it's he's saying it to. He actually saying it. Yeah, it's not someone else is saying it. He's saying it. So I thought that's useful too. And yeah, so it's ESE. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, see what happens. And this is all related to the court. It's not related to Wynn's case itself. It's related to Greg's hearing. Yeah, so that's another thing I need to pass on to you. So yeah, see you next time. And if you have any more information, pass it on to Crime Stoppers, or you can do it through the email, website, and yeah, and share if you want. Bye.